honey, are you there? I need to talk to you about something when you get a chance. I was just thinking, would you mind divorcing Rick for me? Sorry, what is all this about? Who are you? I don't even have this number saved in my phone. What are you even talking about? My name is Helen. I'm sure you can figure out who I am just from that, though. I'm assuming that you're Helen as in Rick's ex-wife, Helen? And just why are you sending me messages like this out of the blue? Ding, ding, ding! Oh, he really can pick them smart, can he? But the thing is that I've already decided to get back with Rick. But before that can happen, I need you and him to get a divorce so that we can get married again. I see. So basically you want me out of the picture so that you can try and get back with your ex-husband. Right again! Aren't you such a clever girl? So you'll divorce him for me then, right? I can tell that you have this plan in your head, but no, absolutely not. Heck, I don't even know if you actually are Rick's ex-wife. You could just be totally lying to me. What? Don't you believe me? What would I have to gain telling you a silly little lie like that? Well, think about it. Did you really expect to just be able to message me this stuff, have me say, okay, sure, I'll divorce him, and be done with it? Besides, Rick told me the whole reason you two split up in the first place was because you cheated on him so many times. Have you talked to Rick about this at all? Does he feel the same way about you as you do him? Oh, I see what you're saying. You really do seem to be a lot more cleverer than I gave you credit for. But I'm afraid that there are many things about your husband that you still don't know. Well, has anything I've said so far been wrong? Because if not, then I have no idea where you're coming up with the thought that he would ever in a million years want to get married to you again. Here's the thing about Rick. Maybe it was just because he knew that he could never do better than me, but he actually never wanted to get divorced in spite of all my affairs. The truth is, it was his parents that made him leave me. They're both really strict people who care about their family image a lot. I guess they were worried about what kind of effect staying with me would have on them. They told Rick that he needed to leave me right away and squeeze as much alimony from me as he could in the process. Yeah, that makes sense. That's probably what I would do too. But actually, it was right around the time that I started seeing a really wealthy CEO. We were even talking about marriage while I was still with Rick. So by the time we were getting our divorce, it was perfect because I'd already found another man who could give me much more than Rick ever could. I see. I still have a lot of questions that I wanted to ask, but honestly, you more or less confirmed a lot for me right there. What are you talking about? Well, okay then, I guess I'll ask one more thing. You and Rick got divorced around 6 years ago now, right? That's right. Who knows, it might even be a little longer since then, actually. And the only reason you divorced him, according to you, is because you found someone who made more money than him. So then why, 6 years later, are you trying to get back with him? Well, that should be obvious, shouldn't it? Rick is rich now. He is. You mean in, like, life experience? Oh, please, don't play dumb with me. I already know all about it. I already knew that Rick's father started up his own business about 5 years ago, and that it was a big success. I also know that about a year ago, he got sick and had to step down as CEO. So for a bit over a year now, Rick has been running his father's company and has been super wealthy. Oh, I see. And I still don't see the point that you're trying to make here. And I'm gonna marry him again now that he's a CEO. Back then he might have been just another lowly office drone, but now he's a rich and powerful owner of a company. I can't wait to be living a life with that kind of money behind me. I mean, that's really what happened, right? Okay, so then just to confirm, you divorced and are now seeking to remarry Rick, all because of how much money he makes. I don't care how you try and twist my words. The fact is that Rick is and always has been mine. And now that I've decided it's time for me to take him back, I need you out of the way, understand? Don't worry, I'm sure you can get plenty money out of Rick in the divorce, so just go and divorce him already. Hey, Ronnie, are you there? It has been a little while since we last spoke. I wanted to see how things were going along on your end. Have you gotten the divorce yet? How long are you going to keep me waiting? I assume you checked in with Rick about it, right? So it should be all over now? I don't know why you're making this more difficult than it ought to be.
Hey there, Helen. Yes, I asked Rick. He admitted to seeing you behind my back.
Yes, see? I told you. So you two are getting a divorce then?
Well, unfortunately, it isn't quite that simple. There are a lot of complicated issues that we have to settle first before we can begin to start getting divorced in earnest.
What do you mean by that? And you better not give me any kind of lame excuse. I don't want you to keep me waiting any longer than strictly necessary.
I mean that Rick and I getting a divorce would have an impact on the company, and so we're figuring that out first. We even went to Rick's father and asked for his input into the situation.
Ooh, okay. So that's what's taking you guys so long then. I knew this would end up being a massive pain. Can you just hurry up at least?
Oh yes, I'm really so sorry that this whole thing of me getting a divorce isn't going as smoothly as you wanted it to. There's just so much to untangle before we can divorce, so you'll just have to wait.
Oh, by the way, that reminds me, you two do actually work at the same company, right?
Now who's a clever girl? I did just say that. Though I'm not sure the picture you have in your head is as accurate as you'd like it to be.
You know, Ronnie, I really don't appreciate your sarcasm.
Noted.
Oh, whatever. Anyway, if you two divorced, that'd make it pretty awkward if you stuck around there, don't you think? Of course, I don't really care about what happens to you one way or the other, but I like the idea of you being forced out of the company. Then that way, not only can I say that I've taken your husband, but I'll have also left you completely jobless. Can you imagine? That would just be crazy. I think I might have really outdone myself here.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I think you might be a little mistaken there.
Whatever, I didn't ask. Just hurry up and divorce already, got it? I'll give you a week to figure it out. Hey, Ronnie, pick up the phone when I call you. Don't ignore me. Ronnie, I am serious. This isn't a joke. I can't seem to get a hold of Rick at all anymore. What is going on here? Do you know something? You have to tell me. I know that you know. Come on and tell me.
Oh, hello again, Helen. I'm really sorry for missing your calls.
As you should be. This is really serious.
I'm sure. I'm just still working and didn't have time to pick up. Now, what is this about not being able to reach Rick?
Well, that's just it. I don't know what happened. Don't tell me that you don't want him to divorce you so badly that you locked him up inside your house and are refusing to even let him go outside.
Wow, that was surprisingly spot on.
You are? Seriously?
No, of course not. But I'm pretty sure his parents told him to cut you off if he wants any chance at staying in their good graces.
Why is this becoming so much more difficult than I thought? And why won't you two just get divorced already? What were you even talking about when you said your divorce would affect the company? I mean, who are you anyways? You are probably a nobody there. Just another faceless worker that could be replaced at the snap of Rick's fingers.
Actually, I'm afraid that I'm rather irreplaceable for the time being.
Wow, you must really think that the universe revolves around you or something, huh?
Oh, by the way, Helen, you work at Sonic Industries, don't you?
Yeah, that's right. I've been there for about 6 months. But I don't see what this has to do with anything. I just want to quit so that I can marry Rick and be a trophy wife. What, did you stalk me a little or something?
So, then you know all about Titus Core.
Yeah, of course I do. You're talking about the company Rick runs after all. Your soon-to-be former company.
So then you know that Sonic and Titus, as companies, work very closely together on a lot of projects, yes?
Yeah. This is all old news to me. But if you must know, it was all thanks to my job at Sonic that I was able to visit Titus and reconnect with Rick.
Oh, is that how it happened? Well, it does certainly match up with what Rick told me about how you two met.
Well, good. So then does that mean that you'll finally get divorced? Because the faster you do, the faster the two of us will be able to marry, and then I can finally just live in the lap of luxury.
Well, even though you seem to think you know a lot about Titus, I think you might be missing some key information.
What are you talking about? Information like what?
So you really have no idea what I'm talking about?
I really don't. I think you're just a sore loser.
Okay, then. I'll ask just to make sure. Who is the current CEO of Titus?
Well, it's Rick, of course.
I see. Is that your final answer?
What do you mean? Of course it is. He's the boss. It's the only answer.
I'm afraid that is incorrect. The CEO of Titus is in fact not Rick.
What are you talking about?
And since Titus is such a close partner of Sonic's, I recommend you learn this well.
You're crazy. Of course Rick is the CEO. You don't know what you're talking about. He's the son of the company's founder. When his dad stepped down, Rick took over. It's just that simple. You just don't want to give up your place as the wife of a CEO, huh? That is why you're trying to trick me with all these lies. God, that's just pathetic. You are a sad, sad person.
Well then, I'm afraid that the two of you are probably going to get fired then.
Keep dreaming. Ronnie, what is all this? What were you trying to talk to me about yesterday? What did you mean when you said that Rick wasn't the CEO of Titus? Because I checked their website and it says that you are the CEO. What kind of trick is this, huh? Did you edit the website or something?
Nothing like that at all, Helen. The website is correct. Well, I suppose it might be more accurate to say that Rick's father is still the one pulling the strings. There was one point where his father thought of passing along the company to Rick. The only reason he stepped down in the first place was because of health issues. He decided he could no longer handle much of the day-to-day of the company. But he still shows his face and makes appearances around the office or at corporate events.
But what about Rick taking over the company?
Well, his father based Rick's succession on if he demonstrated a readiness to take over. But since Rick never did show the keen judgment that his father was looking for, he felt uncomfortable handing off the reins to him. Instead, he opened up the position to internal hires and began to work with HR to look for the most appropriate candidates. On a whim, I submitted my application, hoping that my experience would shine through, and I guess it did.
But this can't be. I mean, you're only 35 years old.
That's fair. Most people are quite surprised by my age, but I was working under Rick's father as a director at his company. But when he left and started up his own company, he reached out and asked if I'd like to get in on the ground floor of his new project. So I've been an executive for Titus ever since the very start. That's actually when I first met Rick.
I can't believe this! I never knew any of this!
Well, that isn't all. I think we should talk about the way that you were treating me earlier.
What do you mean by that? This can't be happening. This is a nightmare. How did I end up getting fired? This doesn't make any sense.
Ah, I see you had a chance to talk to your boss, yes? If it is any consolation, Rick has also been let go of his position here at Titus.
What? But why? What do we do?
Oh, please, don't act like you couldn't see this coming. You two were billing your dates as business meetings between our two companies. Rick even charged some of your hotel rooms to the company, thinking no one would bother to check.
What? He did? I had no idea.
Funny, because your president told me you were doing the exact same thing. Or you would always take business trips as an opportunity to have an all-expenses-paid luxury vacation.
No, it isn't true. That isn't how it happened.
Don't bother lying. We have all of the receipts and we have dashcam video from the company car.
So then, you have video proof.
That's right. And now let me say something to you on a more personal note. You and Rick will be hearing from my lawyers regarding your affair.
You're going to sue me?
That's right. And since both you and Rick have lost your jobs, I'm afraid that you won't be able to call on him to help you pay for what you'll owe. You'll have to pay it all yourself.
No, you can't, please. I'm begging you. You have to show me a little pity. I don't have anything left. I don't even have a job. Forgive me. You can have Rick. I don't even want him anymore.
Well, that makes two of us, Helen.
You can't be serious about this, right? Please. I didn't even do anything wrong. How can you be so cruel?
Goodbye for now. You'll be hearing from my lawyers very soon. I'm sure of it. After Rick and I divorced, he ran off to live with Helen. But when he got there, she was in bed with another man, and it became a huge fight. But even after all that drama, Rick still didn't want to let go of Helen. But Helen no longer saw any value in Rick since he was fired and promptly kicked him to the curb. In an act of revenge, Rick found the wife of the other man Helen was seeing. Once again, Helen found herself the subject of a lawsuit for ruining yet another marriage. All the while, Rick continued to try and press marriage papers onto Helen. The two of them finally got married, if for no other reason than to ease their mutual financial burdens. Now the two of them share a tiny space and work hard to earn enough money to pay back what they owe.
Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
Honey, where did you go? I haven't been able to locate you or your mom for a while now.
That's because we are gone for the day. We're headed to the theater to catch a show. After that, we're eating out and then we'll probably make our way home. There's this restaurant by the theater that I've been wanting to go to.
Spending the day at the theater? Just the two of you?
That's right. You're not exactly in a position to be able to go, are you? You have to look after the old man after all.
Yeah, but you could have at least said something so that we knew what you were up to.
And what difference, exactly, would doing that have made? You'll be house-sitting with that old guy regardless of whether I told you or not.
Please don't refer to him like that. It's mean-spirited and wrong.
Old man is good enough for the likes of him.
You and your mother are far too cold to him. Is there really any need for that treatment?
He's a weak, useless father, and he's always been that way. That's why I call him that. He's a pathetic sight. I can't stand looking at him. To make matters worse, now he's just some baggage to be looked after. I'm wondering why he won't hurry up and kick the bucket.
That's not fair. You know the situation wasn't of his choosing. And it's not a reason to ridicule him. It's the sickness that's made him like this.
Oh, that's just typical of you. You're always taking his side in things. You're just as useless as he is. Is that why you're so sympathetic? What a pitiful pair you two are.
Just as useless?
My dad is baggage to be looked after. And you're infertile. A wife who can't bear children. What else would you call that but useless? I expected better out of you.
That weighs on me too. And I'm sorry about that.
Mother agrees as well. She said as much. She said I made a mistake marrying a person that can't give me children. That disappointment of a wife. All she's good for is looking after your hopeless father. That's what Mother thinks of you.
There's no shame in looking after your father. I never thought of it as a burden. He's a kind man, and he was always good to me. I'd give him however much care he needed.
He's only nice because he sees a kindred spirit in you. He thinks of you as his sole ally. Because until you came, there was nobody to take his side. He was alone. His attachment to you is just the product of having an ally in the house.
It's terrible the way you treat him. Don't you think it's cruel?
What's that? What are you accusing me of?
Just like how you and your mom run off to the theater and go eat at fancy restaurants. The money that pays for all of that sustains that lifestyle, was money made by your father.
You're right. And that's all he was ever good for. He had money. But it's not like he was some started-from-the-bottom success story.
There you go, saying that again, diminishing his accomplishments.
That old man, he came from money. That can't be denied. So at the end of the day, that's what he had. Money. But you know, he's not exactly in a position to be spending that money nowadays. So that's where we come in. We're just finding good ways to spend it for him. And it's our right as family to do so.
While he may not be able to get around, he still has his faculties about him. You and your mom treat him like he's less than human. I can't imagine how sad that must make him.
Like it's any of my concern how he feels. I wish he would hurry up and disappear. He's just a waste of space. I forgot to mention it before, but we're headed on vacation tomorrow. We're going abroad.
Oh, we are? That's a rather sudden thing to spring on someone.
Yeah, I had it booked a while back. I've been anticipating it for a while now. The thing is, though, I never told you. Oh yeah, we're going on a cruise.
Okay, that's fine, I guess. But what are you going to do about your father? You don't intend to take him, do you?
No, you're exactly right. That's where you come in. We're going just the two of us. Mother and I. It'll be better that way.
Right. And where am I in this plan? You're just going to go off and leave me behind?
Isn't that obvious what you'll be doing? There's no way I could take someone in a condition like my father on a trip. Not with how much daily attention he needs. Which means I need someone to stay behind and take care of him.
And so that's what you'll have us do? House sit for you?
Well, he couldn't just be left to tend to himself. Not for how long we'll be gone. After all, if something were to happen to him, we would be on our hands. There's no need to invite such trouble by foolishly leaving him by himself. What's more, I think it's better that it's just the two of us going this time. That way there won't be anyone around who might spoil our fun.
Oh, and just who would you be referring to who would do that?
Isn't it obvious? I'm talking about you and the old man.
So you two are going to pamper yourselves on your father's dime, all while he's left behind. And a cruise at that. Just how much did that cost you?
Look, I've been itching for a foreign trip for a while now. It's been too long since my last one. And I want Mother to see the beautiful European scenery. As for the cost, well, it wasn't cheap, but well within our means.
That's your father's money you're talking about.
Indeed, the same money that will be mine someday. For that reason, it's also mine to spend. What I do with my money is my prerogative. If the mood strikes me, I'll get you a gift or something.
All this in your father's condition has slowly been getting worse. So you two think you can just fit in a decadent European cruise? One in which you don't bother to invite the rest of your family?
I'm sure it's just a cold or something, nothing major. Not like I would care if something serious happened to him.
I can't believe you. You're heartless, the both of you. And you're acting so selfish.
You got something to say? Some complaining to do?
I've got a lot to say. The way you act would drive anyone mad. What did we do to deserve this? How did we ever do you wrong? What gall you two have to think that you can just go off and do whatever you want?
That's big talk for a housewife. I thought you knew better than to spout off like that. I could kick you to the curb if I really wanted to. You know that? And if I did that, you'd end up on the streets, with not a penny to your name. You'd have nothing.
When he hears about the kind of spending you two are doing, about just how irresponsible you are, it's enough to make even your father angry. This time he will really be furious.
He can be mad if he wants. It's not like he can do anything in the state he's in. If he raises a fist to one of us, I'll send 2 back. He's no match for me. I'll beat him to a pulp. That might do him some good.
You are truly a cruel, hateful person. You know that.
Hey, you're in the house, aren't you? I just landed. I'm heading your way. Fix something nice for dinner. It's been a long day. I sure have missed some home cooking. There's just something special about it. The tastes of Europe are incredible, but nothing tops a good burger and fries.
Welcome home, dear. So you're finally back on home soil. It's been a while.
Oh, about that gift I said I would get you. I completely forgot. It didn't even cross my mind. But who cares, though, am I right? Hope you weren't expecting anything special.
Where are you? Are you heading to the house right now?
I just got my bags and jumped into a cab at the airport. I'll be there shortly. Traffic is pretty light. So, go get on with my meal. Now. I'm expecting it hot out of the oven. I'm dying of hunger over here. They don't feed you nearly enough on those international flights.
You've got some nerve texting me out of the blue like this.
I think I want something hearty for dinner. A nice, juicy steak would be good. And do some potatoes with them. Mashed, of course. You know how I like them. Oh, and if you have time, a fresh loaf of bread would be nice.
2 months away and you don't have even the faintest interest in what we've been up to? And how about your father? Don't you care about his health? Do you remember the state he was in when you left? Are there more important things than the damn dinner menu?
Huh? Why should I care about how he's doing? And you? What could you have possibly been up to of interest? Look, I'm beat. It was a very long flight. And I thought I told you to get to the cooking. I was serious about that. At this rate, you'll just carry on wasting time complaining about this and that, and before you know it, I'll have arrived.
You really are helpless. There's no changing that fact. It's enough to make a parent disown their child. Your behavior? It's just terrible.
Hey, watch your tongue. Speaking about me like that. You think you own the place now? We're gone for 2 months and you think you're in charge?
No, I don't think that. Not at all. But it's the truth. And I'm just telling it like it is.
Hey, where's the house at? I don't see either of you. Where did you go? And why is the house gone? How did that happen? There's just a vacant lot here? We've arrived to a lot.
You get what you deserve. It was bound to happen. This is just the result of you two going too far one too many times.
What is this nonsense? What are you talking about? What on earth happened here?
I warned you, didn't I? That even your father would be mad at this. That's what I said, wasn't it?
Damn it! Be plain with me, woman! Tell me what happened. Mother beside me here is in a state of shock. She's crumbled to her knees. Is this his doing? Is this the old man behind all of this?
As you can see, the house was leveled and then the lot was sold.
What on earth? What did you do? Why?
Me? I didn't do anything. It was all your father's doing. Oh, and that's not all. He made sure to be thorough. All his cars, his stocks, and any other thing of value were sold off and liquidated.
What? Why would he do that? What does that damn geezer think he's doing? Those were our things, too.
It all began right after you two set off, and it was rather quick. Your father leveraged his contacts. He called a realtor, a lawyer, and an accountant. By the end of the week, the house was completely empty. He had everything carried away to be sold. The demolition happened right after. I was stunned at how fast everything happened.
Where are you now? Where did you go?
I'm back at my parents' house. I moved back in with them for the time being. Your father paid for my flight and all the associated moving expenses. I couldn't have done it without him.
So we leave and you two are just going to take it upon yourselves to do whatever you please? Who gave you permission to do any of this? Why did you think that this was okay?
It was your father's decision. He set everything in motion. Also, I've decided that we're getting a divorce. I can't stand it anymore. I'm sure you're tired from having traveled for so long, but make sure to cooperate so that we can get this over with.
I'm telling you, don't get ahead of yourself. This isn't final.
This is all because you selfishly decided to take that trip. It's your fault. The necessary paperwork has already been given to a divorce lawyer. It's too late now. Your father's graciously paying for the legal services for the divorce as well. He's been too generous.
That limp-wristed old man did all of that. He would never do something like this before. He's really going to try and cut all ties with us. He's going to ruin us. He'll ruin the whole family. And to have the house demolished? Is he right in the head? Was there any need for that?
It's because you truly angered him this time. Worse than you ever had before. He's also doing this in part on my behalf, to make amends for your treatment of me. He said that he wanted to teach you a lesson, that it was for me that he was going to do this to you.
So, to get back at me, he agreed to pay for whatever legal fees came from getting a divorce? And he's fronting the moving expenses as well. All for my downfall.
He said that if we were to get a divorce, that he wanted to ensure that I had every advantage possible. He also said he's going to do whatever he can to make sure I get the most amount in alimony payments as possible. Also, your father told me that he intends to get a divorce as well. He's done with your mother. And that she needs to be taught a lesson as well.
Think about my mother in all of this. How horrible this will be for her. She can't get a divorce at her age. What is she even supposed to do?
Isn't that exactly what you tried to do to me? Back then, when you threatened me?
I was joking. I wasn't going to go through with it. It was just a bluff. I never seriously thought of abandoning you. I would never do that.
Just know that all that has happened is because of your actions. You reap what you sow. Just because your father didn't say anything when you treated him so poorly, you thought you could get away with everything. You abused his kindness. You took advantage of him.
Quit messing around. This isn't funny. The truth is that he should actually be thankful that we lived with him for so long. When he got sick and needed help, he had a place to stay. We provided that to him.
What's there to be thankful for in that? Do you know what you are saying? He would have been happier anywhere else but that house. While in that house, all he got was terrible treatment from the both of you.
Silence! I won't hear these accusations. Being at home is the ultimate happiness for the elderly. We gave him that happiness.
But the real reason he was there was to avoid having to pay someone else to look after him. Isn't that right? That would have been costly, and you had other plans for that money. And it was convenient having me there to do the work. It didn't cost anything that way.
I gave you something to do. You who were worthless otherwise. We did this all for you two. And this is the thanks we get. You should know your place. Don't think I'll let you get away with this. I won't forgive you for this.
Look at you. You're still trying to argue from a position of power. It's getting tiresome. I'm tired of doing this.
It doesn't matter what father does. The right to his fortune lies with me. It's my money. Now, where did he go? Tell me. Then I'll take what's rightfully mine, even if I have to force it from him.
He's in a home for the elderly. He checked himself into one. And as for his fortune, I'd imagine it's mostly gone by now. He paid for 5 years at the facility in advance. All in one check. Those places sure are expensive. I was surprised at the amount when I heard it. All the liquidated money, his savings, there's hardly anything left. Certainly little left for you.
There's nothing left. My inheritance.
Your father's estate is his to do with as he pleases. And he did. It's too late. There's nothing you can do at this point.
That can't be. My inheritance can't be gone. I need that money.
I can't tell you how much it pains me to tell you this, but there's no money for you to inherit. So that means nothing for you. I know how much you were counting on it. It must be awful.
That bastard! Tell me his address. I'll find him.
And do what? Assault an old man in a nursing home? I'd advise against that. The facility is on watch for family members, under suspicion that they might do him harm. If you try and go for visitation, you'll probably be accompanied by security.
At every turn, he's trying to make a fool out of me.
It's what anyone would do to protect themselves. I certainly would. But more importantly, how long do you intend to keep that front up? Isn't it getting old? Don't you think you should stop and consider the implications of the position you're in?
Good morning. I hope you slept well. Yesterday, I was out of line. I was seeing red and made a number of threats. I'm sorry about that. Let's start over. Do you think you could hear me out? I think it will be worth your time.
I'm not bothered about your behavior yesterday. It was only natural considering what happened. And I'm used to it anyways. You always acted so arrogant towards me. Your father is used to it too. You treated him even worse than you did me.
I did some bad things to him. Some things I regret. We've both reflected on our actions. Many unfortunate things came to pass because of us. I think I speak for both of us when I say that I'm truly sorry about all that has happened up to this point.
That's quite the change of heart you had there. I'm a little surprised. Do you understand now? You didn't seem to yesterday. The tables have turned. We hold all the cards now.
No, I get it. I really do. We're in quite a predicament. Our selfish behavior was too much. We were called to father worse than we would be to any stranger.
And this is your attempt to make amends? A simple apology to make everything right? If you think this is good enough to get on my good side, you are wrong. Whatever your concern about the divorce proceedings, they are happening. Are you worried that you won't have anything left? Now with no inheritance, that I'll make way with the rest of your money?
I'm worried about what will happen to Mother at the end of this. She will be left penniless, and I will be the one looking after her going forward.
You're right. That is a tough situation. She's never worked, after all, and probably couldn't at her age. Not like she would, even if she could.
So, because of that, I need some of my savings. I can't have you running off with everything.
In other words, are you trying to make a deal?
Let's just agree to split our stuff 50-50. Please. I'm begging.
No. I have no intention of budging on that front.
Don't be so stubborn. There has to be something I can do.
With how you've done as you pleased up till now, enough is enough. You've had all the chances I'm willing to give. From now on, you can try living modestly, frugally. I know that will be hard for you.
It isn't a matter of losing a bit of money. We're talking about everything. All my savings. Gone. I'll be left destitute. You wouldn't do that to me, right?
Not destitute. You'll still have your work after all is said and done. And your mother even has her pension. Together, that should be enough to live a humble life going forward.
But there's a world of difference between that and how we've been living. Mother can't change her lifestyle. She's lived lavishly for decades.
Are you in a position to be saying such indulgent things? How spoiled you two are. She will spend less. There's no other options. That is your reality. She can wail and cry, and that life of spending however she wants will never come back.
Yeah, but that's a tragic position for her to be reduced to.
Don't think this applies just to her. Your high roller days are over as well. Since it's come to this, you probably should have found a higher paying job. You were so cavalier in your choice of work, knowing you had your father's inheritance to fall back on.
I never thought he'd strong-arm me like this. That he would do this to us. I mean, he went and had the whole house destroyed. He got rid of everything.
And he didn't hesitate either. He said that he had nothing but bad memories of that house. He wanted to bury those memories. And for a house that he had built for his family, for that to be his reward, it's just awful to think about.
But it's still going too far, right? However angry he may have been in the moment, that's just too much.
It shows just how deep the grudge ran, no? You pushed him to the breaking point. I was only married to you for 5 years, but he had to spend decades there. It's unimaginable what he endured. They say that it's the calm ones that are the scariest when they get upset. I hope your suitcase is still packed, because you're going to be living out of it for the near future. After that, divorce talks proceeded between us through our lawyers. I was able to prove that he was the cause of considerable emotional distress that ruined our marriage. In the end, our assets were largely awarded to me. The divorce of my former in-laws ended with his mother allotted nothing. She really was left penniless. With that, both divorces were finalized. He and his mother lived together for a time, but she was unable to rein in her spending. Because she tried to resume the same lifestyle as when she was married, he had to take on debt to pay for it, and that ruined the two's relationship. Shortly after moving back home, I reconnected with an old friend and we started dating. We got married. I worried about my ex's father, so I tried to go and see him once a year to give him some company. But he passed away right at the end of the 5 years, right as his advance payments ran out. I heard that he came down with cancer before he died. But, so as to not have any of the money go to his son, he fought and just barely made it to the end of his 5 years. That was how genuine his grievances were. Even for family, don't go buying hate. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Hey, June. I'm getting on the subway now. From here, I'll be heading straight home.
All right, I'll see you soon then. Right now, I'm just in the middle of getting dinner ready. But I already got your towel and everything ready, so you can just hit the shower right when you get home.
Oh, great. I'll do just that.
Dinner for tonight is fried chicken and mashed potatoes. Sound good?
Yeah, sounds great. Thanks, June. You're making exactly what I wanted. Just thinking about your delicious fried chicken is enough to melt all the frustrations of the day away.
Well, that's just great to hear.
I can't wait to get home. I'll get to take a nice hot shower and then eat my favorite food. Seriously, just the best way to end the day.
Aw, you're being too much. By the way, do you remember that thing that I've been asking for?
Thing you asked for? Sorry, I don't remember. Was there something that you wanted?
Come on, Tom. Please try to remember. It doesn't have to be that much. But can you help out with cleaning the house a bit?
Oh, you were talking about that? June, honey. Last time we talked about this, I thought we already came to a conclusion. We already talked about how since you're only working part-time, that you get home much earlier than I do. Not only that, but unlike me, you're working a pretty easygoing gig at the bookstore. So me needing to do any extra work around the house was unnecessary.
That was just something that you decided on your own, Tom. I didn't agree to anything like that, and I'm definitely not satisfied with the conclusion that you came to. You're also saying that working in the bookstore is some easygoing job, but that's just simply not true.
Not an easygoing job. Come on, June. It can't be that bad. I mean, it's just a bookstore, right? Not even a popular one at that. Most days, there are barely any customers, right? How bad could it possibly get? The way that I see it, it's a really easy job.
All right. I can see how it might look like it's easy at first glance, but it's really not like that. There are so many extra things that you have to do in the back, and there is barely any time for a break. Every day you have to carry boxes full of books from one point to the next. You end up getting quite a workout. There are plenty of people that are getting lower back trouble just from having to carry around so much all the time.
All right, but still, carrying around some books doesn't make the job that hard. I, myself, have to do tons of desk work every day. But I have to work for 8 straight hours. There's a difference there.
Okay, but do you know how long I actually work for? I know it's called a part-time job, but I'm actually working 7 hours a day, 5 days a week. The difference in the amount of hours between an average 40 hours a week full-time job and my 35 hours a week part-time job is hardly worth mentioning.
Sure. But my full-time job isn't just 40 hours. I have plenty of overtime and Saturday work that I have to do. No matter how you look at it, you're the one that has more free time to work on the house. Am I wrong?
Now, I know that you're working more than me.
If you know, then stop making me say it. Unlike someone who works at some part-time job, I am working hard at my company trying to get money for the bills. I'm always busy, and every time I get off work, I'm completely exhausted.
Tom, we're both working. Maybe not the same amount of hours, but I too get pretty worn out after coming home from work. Since we're both tired, couldn't it be at all possible to ask you to help out around the house? As I said, you don't have to do much. Just a little bit would really go a long way.
Now, June, the work that I bring myself to do every day, slaving myself at the office, all of that is to put food on the table and pay the bills. Are you telling me that after working so hard for us to have the money to survive, that you want me to work even more at home? If I'm going to be forced to work on cleaning the house when I get home, what was the point of even getting married? Working on the house and making sure it's clean. That's the role of the wife. That's what we agreed upon when we got married. So, telling me that you can't handle the duties of a wife is akin to saying that you don't want to be a wife anymore. Is that it?
I didn't mean it in that way at all. But, all right, Tom. I get it. I'll do my best and work on the house by myself.
Great. Now, come on, June. Don't go out of your way to try and complain about things that are already working the way they are. You know that working at a proper job, I work at least twice as hard as you do, right? You also know that I am doing all this work just to make sure that we have food on our table and a roof over our heads. So, after a long day of work, please don't come to me with complaints like this. It'll just make me frustrated. Hey, keep it down. Stop pounding on the windows. You're making a racket. You're disturbing the neighbors with all that noise. More than that, what'll you do if you end up breaking a window?
Then hurry up and unlock the door. What on earth are you doing all of a sudden? You get home and immediately just push me out of the house and lock the door?
What are you talking about? You're the one who is in the wrong here. Stay out there and think about what you have done. I'll give you until morning to think it over.
Think about what I have done? Outside? What are you even talking about, Tom? What could I possibly have done that would warrant being thrown out in the cold?
You know exactly why. Where is my dinner, June?
What?
Do you know how late it is, June? What happened to dinner? Where is it? You didn't even try to prepare anything now, did you?
Is that why you're angry? That's why you locked me out? I messaged you this afternoon saying that you'd have to get dinner on your own. I had to work overtime because of the hours I missed when I had to take that day off a few weeks back.
That's your reason for not having my dinner ready for me? I remember telling you before, and you even agreed, but I'll say it one more time. Working around the house, which includes dinner, is your job.
Tom, I get that, but this was out of my control. I simply couldn't make dinner tonight. I barely got home before you did. Not only that, but when I messaged you, I thought that you'd just go ahead and eat out somewhere for dinner. Why didn't you?
Huh? Why do I have to eat out somewhere for dinner? You're the one who said you'll do your best, aren't you? I mean, really? You're the one who couldn't do what you're supposed to, and yet you have the nerve to talk to me like that. You're not some princess that I'm taking care of. You have a job that you have to do at home.
My way of talking? That's not really what you're angry about, right? Tom, I'm sorry, but I'll say it again. I want to do everything that I can in order to be the ideal wife for you. But with being only one person, and only a certain amount of time in the day, there are things that I simply can't do. It's not because I don't want to. I really do want to be the perfect wife. But sometimes there are things just out of my control. Things like today are incredibly rare, right?
All right, I hear you. So no matter what, you're going to refuse to do the duties that you've agreed to.
I'm not refusing to do anything. I'm just asking you to understand that there are times when I just don't have the ability to do them.
Shut up, Jane. All you're doing is making excuses, and I'm not going to stand for it. So, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what'll happen if you try and defy your duties as a wife.
Wait a minute, Tom. Aren't you being a little strange right now? Can we properly talk this out? Please, just open the door and let me inside.
What did you say? Why are you calling me strange? You're the one who isn't doing what they promised they would. Stop unnecessarily making me angry after a long day's work. I'm already exhausted as it is.
If you're talking about being exhausted, I'm tired too, Tom.
I already told you, you're in no way near the same degree as I am. I have to work at a proper job, not some bookstore. How many times do I have to tell you? You were just being lazy and had decided to skip out on doing what you were supposed to. Isn't that right?
I've been thinking about this for a while now, but... Seriously, Tom. What happened to you? Why have you changed so much? I mean, right after we got married, you were always helping out around the house when you could. You were always making me feel like you actually valued me.
You talk like I don't anymore. Out in the real world, I'm doing the best that I can to provide everything for you. The reason why I'm working so hard is precisely because I value you. And yet, even though I'm working so hard for us, you're trying to force me to do the housework, and even skipping out on actually making dinner.
I'm only saying that since we're both working, I'd like you to help out a little bit around the house too. I'm not trying to force you to do anything. I'm just asking if you could help.
It's strange that you're even wanting me to do anything around the house. Making sure that the house is well kept, everything is running smoothly at home, is the wife's job. That means you, honey. All the other guys I know are not forced to do any housework. That's just the way things are supposed to be. It's supposed to be like that, yet you are talking to me like I don't value you. To me, it's actually you who doesn't value me anymore.
Tom, come on. Why do you have to say that? Everyone's home life is different. It shouldn't matter if that's how other people are doing it. We should do what is best for us. But please, Tom, let's talk inside. Can you open the door, please?
So, June, Have you finally thought over what you've done? I'm going for another drink, so you still have some time to think it over. Make sure to think over it long and hard while I'm out. I'm not coming back for someone who isn't actually apologetic. But I'll make sure to come back before too long. So when I get back, I would suggest that you start begging me to let you in.
Tom, where are you right now? I found your mother out on the veranda.
What? What are you talking about, June? What do you mean you found my mom on the veranda?
I mean exactly what I said. I found your mother outside our home on the veranda.
Hey, stop it, June. You're just spouting nonsense. What are you doing? Trying to confuse me or something? It's you who's on the veranda, right? What do you think you're doing? Do you think making up these weird stories will get me to come back and forgive you so easily?
Tom, I'm at the hospital right now. I'm with your sister and her husband. We are looking after your mother as we speak.
Wait, what? Seriously, what are you talking about, June?
Your sister called me a little while ago, asking where your mother was. She was supposed to just stop by our house for a little bit, but she never ended up coming back. She got worried and ended up calling me, asking if I knew where your mother was. Your mother forgot her phone when she left the house, so your sister had no way of contacting her.
Aw.
Your sister says that she wanted to bring us some of her homemade cooking. As you know, I gave her a spare key to the house, so she shouldn't have had any trouble getting in. Apparently, she said that she was just going to enter the house and then leave it for us to enjoy.
Wait, so you're telling me the person that was on the veranda wasn't you?
No, it was your mother! When she arrived at our house, it had just started to rain. So she decided to try and help out and put some of the tools that were out back into the shed. But while she was out there getting the tools, the door was locked and she couldn't get back in. It was you, wasn't it? You're the one who locked her out.
No, you're lying.
I'm not lying. Your sister was concerned, so she decided to come by our house and see if she could find her. She came around the house, but couldn't get into the back. She said she saw something on the veranda, so I left work early to check. When I arrived, I found your mom.
So, wait, you're saying... What happened to her?
It's cold today, and it's been raining ever since she arrived at our house. When I found her, she was frozen cold and couldn't even move. I called the ambulance as soon as I could, and she was rushed to the hospital.
Wow, okay. So that means she's alright, right?
She's surviving. But if we were any later in finding her, it could have turned out much worse. Tom, it's the middle of winter! You know that? It's cold enough to catch hypothermia in the daytime, let alone at night in the rain. What were you thinking? Your first messages. What was that about? Think over what I have done while you're out for another drink? What did I do to make you say something like that?
I mean, when I came back, the house was a complete mess. Thoughts of you skipping out on the housework came racing through my head and... Well, I saw someone who I thought was you through the curtains on the veranda. I thought it would be good for you to think it over, so I locked the door.
Tom, do you know what you have done? You have put your own mother's life in danger.
But how was I supposed to know it was my mom? I thought you were just lazing about the house, not doing what you were supposed to, leaving everything in disarray.
Are you kidding me right now, Tom? Are you seriously saying that if it was me, that you'd think it would be okay to do what you did? On a day like this, how could you possibly not know that it's dangerous for someone to be out in the freezing rain for so long?
But you skipping out on chores is also wrong. If you were always properly doing them, I would never have ended up doing this.
The fact that during a time such as this, you refuse to show even a hint of guilt or remorse, but instead sticking to your backward way of thinking is just dumbfounding. You're still talking about house chores? Your mother's life was in danger.
It's because you're putting all the blame onto me. You know perfectly well this isn't all my fault.
Wow, Tom, just stop. I can see whatever I say isn't going to get through to you. Honestly, I don't even want to try and get through to you anymore. I can't stand being around you anymore. I'm done, Tom.
You're done. What do you mean by that?
I want a divorce.
What? You want a divorce? How did you come to that all of a sudden?
How could I not come to that conclusion? I can't handle any more of your backward, chauvinistic ideals. Whether or not you had mistaken her for me, you had locked your own mother out in the freezing rain. But even after finding out about what you had done, you don't think you're wrong in the slightest. I just can't handle being with someone like that.
Now, wait a minute, June. I know that I got carried away, but this happened because you didn't actually do what you were supposed to. You never kept your promises.
You're still spouting that nonsense? That's exactly why I am telling you I want a divorce. I can't be with someone who would do such things. Punish people who don't agree with what you have to say. Time and time again, locking me outside. You've been completely out of line for too long, Tom. I might as well tell you now, but I've already made preparations for a divorce, even before the events of today. I've also already spoken with my lawyer about how to properly proceed.
Lawyer? Why are you suddenly mentioning about a lawyer? Proceed with what?
How do you not understand? To proceed with the divorce. I'll talk to you about the divorce and the settlement some other day. If you have any other complaints or things you want to say, tell it to me then. However, I am not going to be setting another foot in that house.
Wait a minute, June. Please, wait. Are you being serious right now? All this talk about a divorce is just a lie, right? If we get a divorce, what's going to happen to me?
Like I would know? But really, the wife that doesn't value you at all is finally getting out of your life. Isn't that just great? From now on, you can focus on having a nice, happy, wife-free life.
Wait, stop, June. You've got me all wrong. I never said any of that out of malice. I don't actually think that you don't value me. Come on, please come home. We'll discuss it together. Please, I'll apologize too. If you want, I'll beg for forgiveness. Just please come back.
No, absolutely not. Your apologies don't mean anything. They have no value. This is all completely your fault. So take the rest of your life to think it over. The next day, I went straight to the lawyer's office to officially hire the lawyer I had previously consulted with about the divorce. After hearing about what Tom had been doing throughout our marriage, the lawyer told me that I had a wonderful case for divorce and took the case. When Tom's actions concerning the endangering of his own mother's life were put on display for everyone to see during the trial, he became deathly pale. With the reveal, the divorce was set and I had received a large settlement for the mental damages he had caused during our marriage. For him, however, it was actually much worse. All of his horrible actions were revealed to his family. His mother, sister, and pretty much the rest of his family were furious with him, and they had all started cutting ties with him. As far as money goes, since he is just an average office worker, he didn't have enough money to actually afford to pay for the settlement. He was forced to sell the apartment that we owned, then use that money to scrounge up enough to actually pay the settlement. Somehow, his workplace also caught wind of the case and the things he had done. His work environment became hostile, so he ended up quitting. For now, he is living in a run-down apartment, living paycheck to paycheck from a minimum wage job he was able to find somewhere. On the other hand, after the divorce, I started to live alone. I finally realized how abusive the relationship I was in was, and am regaining my independence. I am taking my time and trying to lead a life full of joy and fun over fear. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.